So I'm not a very big fan of vision boards because I am not, or at least I'm no longer a fan of overworking. I've spent the past 5 years overworking myself, and this year I completely burnt out. I spent the past 5 years building my media company, working full-time on a job. I established my foundation. I've established so many media products in the past 5 years, and I think this year my body gave out. My body said no more. So last year I only had one goal on my calendar. I wanted to establish the fellowship program under my foundation. So when we registered the foundation, we worked very hard to do that, and then we started the fellowship program. So we started the fellowship program, we ran through with it for 3 months. Didn't go according to what I had in mind due to Corona. So due to Corona, we couldn't have the in-person meeting. I mean, even most of our sponsoring clients kind of went out of business, so it was really hard to keep going, as in just keep going, keep pushing. We didn't have enough funds, but we still pushed through, went through the process, and I think we learned from it. So for 2021, I have more than just one goal. For this year, I think I have about 7 goals, maybe more, but I think I'm committing to 7 things that I want to do.
I'm falling in love.
Hey there, if you're new here, my name is Ntha, and I'm a digital entrepreneur from Malawi. I try to find complex topics and things and simplify them so we can have progressive conversation around them. So I have a few more goals for myself this year, like I said, different from last year, because come January, which is going to be 2021, come 2021, I am going to retire from employment, hopefully good. I'm going to now be a full-time entrepreneur, and I'm very excited about that, but that also means that right now it's do or die. So it's do or die, I must make this work, and I'm excited to do that. So I have 7 things that I want to do specifically this year for the progression of me as a self, but also for my career progression. In this chapter of my life, I'm very committed to my career progression because I don't have much of a personal life, and I do eventually want to go back to school, but I feel like my business is still in that phase where it needs me to still be very present, and I'm focusing mostly on that. So the first thing that I want to do for 2021, and that's something that I've pursued for the past few years but I've never committed to, is I want to produce more content for YouTube. I wasn't able to do that in the past. Like, I think when I restarted YouTube this year, 2020, I said that I didn't have enough media equipment. I have bought so much media equipment in the past year, but I didn't have the time to film. So in the day I'm at work, then I come back in the evening and I'm chasing proposals, I'm trying to finalize this and that. I never had time to film, but once I'm no longer employed, I'm going to actually have time to create more content for YouTube, and I have like my segments. I don't know if you've followed me for a long time, you know that I have like stuff that I do for media, I have some stuff that I do for community development, some things around current affairs and trending news, self-care and wellness, travel. So I'm going to try to produce content around all of those things, and there's going to be more on YouTube, and hopefully you can subscribe. That's also a goal of mine, though not very important, but I would like to grow my subscription on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed, please do feel free to subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of content coming in 2021. And secondly, still in line with production, I want to now establish the NMN platform. So NMN is an app, NMN Africa. It's a new media network. New media means digital media. So new media network, we're establishing that it's an app that talks about things around Africa. Basically, you can share stuff, brands can share stuff. So it's just going to be a network. Think of it as Twitter, but just for stuff that's very relevant, without banter, without bans. Because I feel like I love being on social media, but there's always way too much going on. So I wanted to create a platform where we can put stuff that is just very important, like very important information. I wake up in the morning and I want to catch up on Africa. I want to know about lifestyle, news, current affairs, and all of that. And that's what NMN is going to be. It's taken us a bit of time to build and construct it, but I think we're almost there. So I want to start producing shows for NMN. So right now we're starting with 7 shows. It's a hell of a lot of work, but I'm actually excited for us to do that. So I'm going to get behind the camera. I'm going to be in front of the camera a little bit, but my most and my biggest interest is being behind the camera. Now, seeing as we're going into production, the other thing we want to do, obviously because we have to make a living, is to get more corporate clients and partners. I have a lot of corporate clients as it stands, but I think we can do better and we can do more. We want to work more with people in the INGO and NGO spaces, but also in the private sector, because most of our work is really about informing Malawians about what's going on around Malawi, and I can't do it all by myself. There are a lot of people who are also doing the same things, and as media partners, all we want to come in to do is to basically highlight what you're already doing. So let's just talk about Malawi and what's happening around Malawi. So we need a lot of corporate clients, and I'm committed to getting more of those this year. And in line with the same, one of my biggest goals this year is to establish Banter Media as a force to be reckoned with in the digital space in Malawi. I mean, I know we've done a lot of work and we've got a lot of respect around our work, but I think we can do more. So I want to establish ourselves as a branding giant, media communications and marketing and all of that production. So we want to have a voice, and I want to be the best at what we do in digital media. I want us to actually be very, very good in Malawi. So one of the Banter media products, and this is number 5, one of the Banter media products is DigiSabi. One of the things that people like to ask me to teach them is how to do digital stuff, like how do I brand myself digitally, how do I communicate myself digitally. So beyond just branding companies and helping companies market and communicate this stuff, I'm also committed to teaching people. And beyond the fellowship program, I want to establish a platform where people can self-teach and teach themselves some very basic digital skills that I've learned from my 7 years of experience. So this is not just book knowledge, this is experience and what works and what doesn't. And I feel like I have a lot to share, so I'd actually like to invest some time in establishing that platform. It's going to be an e-learning platform. Maybe we might do some in-person trainings, but ultimately we want to train more people in digital skills, and hopefully you can learn some things from there. And number 6 is we want to establish and do the second cohort of the Nyenyezi Fellowship. So we did the first cohort and we learned so much as a business, as a brand, what we can do better, what we tend to do right. I know Corona came in the way, but I feel like we're going to do it better this time, and hopefully there are going to be no surprises in this coming year. So we'll see how it goes, and I am excited about doing the second cohort of the Nyenyezi Fellowship. We'll see how we execute it. I had a plan for how I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it in universities. So we couldn't do much, and some universities closed down, but I'm optimistic about this year. I want to see. I'm not going to overstretch myself, but I want to see how much in that space we can get done. So I'm kind of excited about that. And my last goal for this year, and I will see with how the year goes, if it's something that I want to do right now, like this year or not. I might not. But the last thing that I would want to do and to get out of this year is the Banter talk show. Anybody who knows me knows that I've wanted to have a talk show, but I wanted to have the right things to talk about. I wanted to have the right audience, the right intentions. So I feel like I'm in that space where at the end of this year, I'll be more clear about my voice, about what we want to talk about and the impact that we want to make. So the last thing that I think I'll want to get out of this year is actually the Banter talk show, and I hope I can get that. So 7 is my lucky number, and I'm trying to keep everything to 7. So those are my 7 goals for this year. Right now, I am going to take myself on a vacation. It's been a long year, my God, and I said I'm going to do that. I wasn't sure if I was going to commit to it, but I am. So I'm going to be away in Selima for a whole week, because I'm not going to have the time during Christmas to travel and be in hotels and stuff, because I want to go be with my family and be at home, because I live by myself, so I'm never home with my parents, and I want to go try and be with them and be with the people that I love. So I'm going to go home and spend some time with them. So that means that I must have a vacation before to unwind and relax. So I'm feeling very deserving of that break right now. I've had a very long year, I've worked very hard, and I think I deserve to just take some time off and just be me. So I'm going to go to Selima and figure out things, and I'll give you some ideas of things you can do over this festive season. I know we're going to be taking holidays and you're going to be looking to have some fun. So I'm going to share on things you can do in Selima, because Selima is just like 100 kilometers or less out of Lilongwe, so you can go and have some fun there. I've partnered with a few hotels. We're going to check them out and see what you can do for fun in Selima. So that's going to be the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Follow me on social media. Thank you so much for all the support, and as always, stay kind. See you next time.